Welcome to a new episode of Football News. Today we'll discuss the hottest topics, PSG's historic comeback. They were trailing 2-0 to City but scored 4 goals. Will Guardiola keep his seat? Comments from Pep and Enrique after the match. Vinícius made a statement regarding his departure from Real Madrid. Ronaldo set a new world record. PSG sold one of their stars. A new head coach for Borussia Dortmund. We are talking about this and much more today. This is a hot selection of the most interesting football news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and like this video to get more news about our favorite game. Your support is very important to us. Let's get started. Manchester City's head coach Pep Guardiola shared his thoughts on his team's chances of advancing to the UEFA Champions League playoff round. Elimination from the tournament? It's entirely possible. If we don't win the final match, we can forget about the playoffs. The team currently has too few points to secure a spot in the next round. That's the harsh reality. We have one last chance in the game against Bruges. We must win, the Spanish coach told Sky Sports. In their last match, the citizens lost away to French side PSG with a score of 4-2. Guardiola's team is currently in 25th place in the standings. PSG's coach also shared his thoughts after the game. I tried to help my players loosen up after halftime. We quickly conceded 2 goals, but the team kept believing and stayed true to our game plan. Our first goal was the key moment in the comeback. From that point on, PSG completely outperformed the opponent, L'Equipe quoted the Spanish coach. PSG's incredible comeback against Manchester City was a true Champions League sensation. The French champions, trailing 2-0, turned the game around by scoring 4 goals and securing a place in the tournament's top 24. Guardiola's team, on the other hand, fell out of this zone, putting their tournament future in serious doubt. In the beginning, PSG was more active, but the first half ended without any goals, though both teams had chances. Donnarumma saved PSG from shots by De Bruyne and Savio, while Hakimi's goal, which could have put the Parisians ahead, was ruled out for offside. In the second half, City seemed to take control with 2 quick goals. Grealish scored first and then assisted Haaland after an unlucky deflection. However, instead of securing the win, Guardiola's team seemed to lose focus. The Parisians, on the other hand, turned up the tempo. Barcola and Dembele were the main attacking forces. Bradley first assisted Ousmane and then scored himself after Doué's shot hit the crossbar. With deafening support from the Parc des Princes crowd, PSG continued to press. The third goal came from Neves, who capitalized on City's poor setup during a set piece. In the closing moments, PSG solidified their lead by scoring 2 more goals, though one was disallowed for offside. Nevertheless, the final score of 4-2 was a stunning display of the Parisians' strength. Statistically, PSG outperformed City across the board. 26 shots to 9 on target versus 6. This match showed that PSG, under Luis Enrique's leadership, is not only capable of competing with Europe's best, but also of demonstrating character in the toughest moments. As for City, their collapse after leading 2-0 raises many questions, and explaining this defeat will be no easy task for Pep Guardiola. Manchester City has officially announced the signing of Egyptian forward Amar Marmoush from Eintracht Frankfurt. The deal, set for 4.5 years, ties the player to the English club until the summer of 2029. According to various sources, the transfer fee amounted to around 75 million, highlighting the high level of trust City has in the player's potential. The personal terms of the contract remain undisclosed, which may be part of the club's strategic approach. In his first statement after the transfer, Marmoush expressed joy and excitement about this new chapter in his career, emphasizing that joining a club of this caliber was an irresistible opportunity. The forward stated that he aims to become part of Manchester City's winning culture, learn from Pep Guardiola and his new teammates, and contribute to achieving the club's goals. Amar Marmoush's key strength is his versatility. He can effectively play on either wing in attack or replace Erling Haaland as a central striker. However, it remains unclear where exactly the coaching staff plans to utilize the Egyptian. If he is considered Haaland's backup, his primary role will involve providing rotation in the attacking line. Alternatively, if deployed on the flank, his task will be to support the team's attacking width and tempo. For Eintracht, selling Marmoush is undoubtedly a significant loss, especially given the club's current ambitions. Nevertheless, This transfer aligns with the team's model of successfully developing players and selling them for substantial sums. However, the history of Eintracht's previous transfers to Europe's top clubs shows that such moves don't always meet expectations. Marmoush may break this trend and adapt to Guardiola's demands. The transfer of Amar Marmoush during the winter window underscores Manchester City's strategic approach to squad strengthening. Despite the challenges of winter signings, the club managed to secure a deal with a promising player who can bring variety to the team's attacking options. Whether this purchase proves justified and its impact on City's current results will depend on how quickly Marmoush adapts to his new environment and fulfills his potential on the pitch. Forward, Cristiano Ronaldo scored a brace in the Saudi Pro League match against Al Khalij. Al Nassr's press service made a post highlighting that Ronaldo has achieved 100 goal contributions for the club. 100 contributions. One of the greatest players of all time, reads the Al Nassr publication. Cristiano Ronaldo has been playing for Al Nassr since the beginning of 2023. The Portuguese forward's current contract with the Saudi club runs until the end of this season. It is worth noting that, according to Transfermarkt, Ronaldo has made 95 goal contributions for Al Nassr. It is possible that the Saudi club includes some unofficial games or calculates assists differently. At 39 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo continues to deliver outstanding performances. By scoring twice in this match, Ronaldo broke his own world record for the number of goals. The new record stands at 919 goals. The total scored by the Portuguese star throughout his career at club and international levels. Cristiano Ronaldo aims to become the first player to reach the milestone of 1,000 goals. To achieve this, the forward needs to score 81 more goals. Let us remind you that Ronaldo's current contract with Al Nassr runs until the end of the 2024-2025 season. Borussia Dortmund has officially announced the dismissal of the team's head coach, Nuri Şahin. The coach himself didn't delay commenting. Unfortunately, we were unable to fulfill the sporting ambitions of Borussia and Dortmund this season. I wish all the best to this special club, said Şahin in a statement released by the team's press service. The reason for his dismissal was the team's unsatisfactory results, 10th place in the Bundesliga and lackluster performances in the Champions League. Although the European campaign has been slightly better compared to teams like Manchester City, it wasn't enough for the management to continue trusting Şahin. Şahin's appointment at Borussia initially sparked positive expectations. A young, ambitious coach who once wore the team's colors seemed like an inspiring choice. Unfortunately, the plan didn't work out. Sometimes, a symbolic connection to the club is just the beginning, but without tangible results, it quickly loses significance. The media is already buzzing with speculation about who might fill the vacant position. Among the candidates, Erik ten Hag's name stands out, as he recently left Manchester United. If this appointment happens, it will undoubtedly add intrigue. Despite his challenging tenure at United, Ten Hag proved himself as a talented coach, particularly during his time at Ajax. At Borussia, he could get a fresh start and perhaps restore his reputation as a top-tier manager. Furthermore, many see parallels between Dortmund and the Amsterdam club. Both teams are known for their focus on young players and entertaining football. Now it's just a matter of waiting to see how events unfold. Will Ten Hag become the new driving force behind Borussia, or will the club opt for another candidate? One thing is certain. The new coach will be expected not only to deliver results, but also to return the team to its rightful place among the league's leaders. Milan Škriniar has arrived in Istanbul, where he is set to sign a contract with Fenerbahçe. The Turkish club has officially confirmed the defender's arrival, and by the time you watch this episode, the transfer may already have been announced. The main question remains, will it be a permanent transfer or a loan with an option to buy? Given the circumstances, PSG will likely be willing to let Skriniar go if Fenerbahçe shows interest in purchasing his contract. According to Transfermarkt, the player's current market value is $15 million. It must be admitted that Skriniar's move to PSG hasn't worked out well for him. His departure from Inter left a bitter aftertaste, especially considering that he left the club slamming the door. In Milan, he was a fan favorite, a team leader, and one of Serie A's best defenders. However, all of this was left behind for a move to Paris, which ultimately failed to meet expectations. Now Skriniar is seeking an opportunity to reboot his career. A return to Serie A could have been an excellent option for him, given how comfortable he felt in that league. There were earlier reports of interest from Juventus and Napoli, but no concrete negotiations took place. Perhaps the high financial demands of the player were a stumbling block. Now Fenerbahçe could be a good opportunity for him. The Turkish club is actively strengthening its squad and setting ambitious goals. If Skriniar manages to rediscover his form, he could regain his old level and remind everyone of the top-class defender he was in his prime. All that remains now is to follow his performances at his new club and hope this move becomes a turning point in his career. The Saudi Arabian sheikhs have renewed their interest in Vinícius, and this time the amount being discussed seems more realistic. While earlier rumors suggested a staggering $1 billion, the current figure being floated is a more grounded $350 million, which Real Madrid could potentially receive for their star. However, why offer such a sum to the club when it might be enough to persuade the player himself to push for the move? For now, Vinícius continues to show loyalty to Real Madrid. My future is tied to Real Madrid. I'm happy to have scored my 101st goal for my beloved club. Coming here as a child and becoming part of this great club's history is an incredible feeling. Thanks to my teammates for helping me achieve this goal. Hala Madrid, he said. But honestly, these words don't sound entirely convincing. We've seen many examples of players pledging allegiance to a club only to join another team a few months later. Moreover, Vinícius's behavior in recent years only strengthens the impression that he might leave Europe. Constant conflicts, emotional outbursts, and bold statements suggest that he may be seeking a reason to change his surroundings. A particularly striking example was his sharp criticism of Spain. I hope Spain realizes the seriousness of the racism problem. If the situation doesn't improve by 2030, I think the World Cup venue will have to change. Players simply won't feel comfortable or safe in this country, Vinícius said. This comes across as a clear signal that he is unhappy with the situation. With such statements and rumors of interest from Saudi Arabia, it's hard not to wonder how likely his departure might be. Will he remain loyal to Real Madrid, or will he give in to the temptation of massive contracts? We'll find out this summer, and only time will tell who will be proven right.